Hello, everyone. Naomi Girma is here. Before we get to questions, we're just going to have her say some nice things about Alyssa Naeher because that's probably amongst your questions. So, Naomi, your impressions of Alyssa and how important she's been to you and this team.
Alyssa has been amazing. She's had such a big influence on me personally, playing in front of her since, my first camps. And I think her impact on this team is gonna, outlive her by a long time. I think she is so humble and just works so hard every day. And that's something that we can all take from her as younger players, and just being such a leader. Sometimes a quieter leader, but always leading by example, and being able to perform under pressure game in and game out has been something that I've always admired about her. I think, what do you want me to look? Okay. Yeah, and I think just off the field, um, she's uncle. She's helped guide the younger players. She's helped guide me. She is part of our Wordle group chat. She is the biggest crossword girl, and I think she just is such, um, like a cheerleader and a hype woman for everyone. And yeah, I don't know. I could keep talking for a while, but yeah, Alyssa's amazing, and I'm just so happy for her. And we're definitely going to miss her a lot on this team.
All right, let's go to Emma Harubi. Go ahead, Emma.
Hi, thanks for the time, Naomi. Obviously, there have been a number of retirements this year, from Alyssa to Alex to Kelly. When looking at the legacy that they're leaving behind, what have you kind of learned when it comes to not only establishing your own legacy, but also growing what they're leaving behind and then carving out your own lane? Thank you.
Yeah, I think with a lot of retirements that have happened this year and last year, I think they've just left a legacy of excellence and always pushing the standard. I think they've done that year in, year out, both on and off the field. Obviously the success they've had on the field speaks for itself, but also off the field, just pushing, the barrier for women's soccer and women's sports in general, and being advocates for so many people has been so inspirational to me. And I think, now, with our generation, we hope to do both. Continue to raise that standard on and off the field and try to continue in their footsteps.
Let's go to Roberto Alvarez Galaroso. Go ahead.
Hello, Naomi. Thank you for giving me the time, and I also want to thank US Soccer for giving me the time also. My question, Naomi, is this: the United States will be playing against England. What lessons will you apply to this match compared to previous matches?
Well, I think just previous matches that we've had in this year, under Emma, will just look to continue growing and developing as a group, both on and off the ball. It's a big game, an exciting atmosphere to be here in England, and yeah, they're a top side, so I'm really looking forward to the game.
Jeff Carlisle, go ahead.
Thanks, Aaron. Hello, Naomi. When a dual national like a Lily Johannes comes into camp, for the first time or even the second time, and they haven't yet committed to the U.S., what do you do as players to try to help her acclimate and also maybe convince her that, her future lies with the U.S. women's national team?
I think we treat her as anyone in our camp. We try to, help them get on board with what we're doing. We try to make them feel welcome, and we just try to, make sure they understand what it means to be a part of this team.
And is there any convincing? Is there any, are you recruiting actively or doing anything like that?
I think it's on them to make the decision.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Steph Young, go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Hi, sorry about that. Naomi, having now gone through NWSL playoffs, apologies to the wave, had watching Emily Sams, especially watching them deal with so many different types of threats. She was part of that crew that had to deal with Tomo Shawinga all game long. Just wondering from a center back's perspective, she's actually, I think, a year older than you, but just having watched her play and watching her as someone who seems like she's really working towards integrating herself into the core of this U.S. defense. Is what you saw from her that you like as a center back, and what you think might be there in terms of like good compatibility?
Yeah, I think Emily Sams has had a great season. I think the Orlando back line was, pretty solid this year. They did a great job throughout the playoffs and in the final. So yeah, I think just seeing her come in and get more training sessions with the team has been great, and seeing her integrate in has been awesome. She's a great personality off the field too, so we always love that. But yeah, I think, she's a solid center back for us, and I think we'll definitely make our back line stronger.
Emily Sams says she claims the extrovert title. Is that also true in national team camp?
I think so. Yeah, I think I would give her that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Henry Bushnell, go ahead.
Thanks, Aaron, and hi, Naomi. Just back to the questions about Alyssa briefly. What was the moment like when she told you, either individually or as a team, that she was making this decision, and what is like the emotional progression for you, immediately and then over the coming hours and days for that?
When she told me, I was really sad. And I think, just hearing her explain, she was ready, and I think I understood, and then, I just feel like so much joy for her, and I think seeing her receive her flowers in this way is so amazing. As someone who was underrated for so many years, I think now to see her like get the recognition she deserves, coming off of great tournaments, coming off the Olympics, and yeah, I think just like seeing that makes me so happy and brings me so much joy. So there was definitely a lot of sadness at the beginning. Just not having her on the field and also not having her in camp will be an adjustment. But I mean, what an incredible career she's had. And, to go out on her own terms and feel at peace with it is amazing.
Sylvia Bullock, go ahead.
Good morning or afternoon, Naomi. So I have two questions.
Evening. It's
probably
evening.
not related. One, post Olympics, you're sort of a veteran now. Obviously, there's a lot of players coming in who have less experience, less caps than you. So one, what have you learned about yourself as a leader on the national team? And then two, you are Ethiopian American, and now Lily Johannes is committed to the national team, and she is Eritrean American. Can you just speak a little bit about what that might mean to your communities and what you've heard? Thank you.
Yeah. So first question, definitely feels weird to be called a veteran. But yeah, I think throughout this year I've had to grow a lot as a leader, and I think that was something that Emma challenged me with when she first came in. And I think I've had a lot of support and help from other players. I've had a lot of great examples of what it means to be a leader on this team. So I do feel like it kind of developed naturally for me, just with getting more experience, getting to understand how we want to play, and obviously my position being in the back, having a vocal role. I think that development happened naturally, which has been nice. It's definitely different. But I remember what it was like to be in my first camp. It's always great to have people guiding you, talking to you, making sure that you understand what's going on. So if I can be that for someone else, I definitely try to be. And your second question, it's definitely exciting to have two Abishas on the national team. I think, it's great for our community. I feel like we both would attribute a lot of who we are to our community. So to now be able to represent that on this stage is pretty incredible. And to get to do it together makes it even more special.
Thank you.
Last one for Nae goes to Lakin Littman. Go ahead, Lakin.
Thanks, Aaron. Hey, Naomi. obviously you've been on the team now for a couple of years, but in the last few years, so many big time players have retired. Megan, Alex, Alyssa, and more. Did you feel like when you were coming off the national team, it was like you were going to have all these years with players like that, and then all of a sudden they retire, and it's like, wait, I thought I was maybe going to be able to play with them for a while. So did you and the core group feel like you now have to maybe grow up faster than on the national team than maybe you initially anticipated?
It did kind of feel like they would be here forever, but I know that's not possible. I think I would say, um, just like I kind of said earlier, I do feel like it kind of felt natural. I think, all those players that you mentioned were such incredible leaders on this team. And I think for us getting to be with them for 2 years, other players longer, and getting to play underneath them, you kind of inherit some of those qualities, and you understand what it takes to be a member of this team and a leader on this team. So I think, for us coming up, having been on the team for multiple years, it does kind of happen naturally. You do have to be intentional about it, but as you feel more comfortable and confident, I feel like it makes that transition smoother.
All right. Lakin, thanks. Thanks, Naomi, for your time. And everyone, please enjoy the match on Saturday. I know we will. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.